brought to you by the City of Johannesburg, City Parks, Josie FM, Sopema Funerals, and all our supporting wonderful, partners who are outside. Baboni, Kaufela, Bo, Voyos, Bo SFS. It's a wonderful day, Kaneti. But Pele Kikena mo tshebeletsong, or rather, ke motho ke re ke tshebeletso he. Pele ke qala ka presentation ne ke re meme moya o halelelang o tlo kenyetsa mofuthu re leboga mpho ya bophelo ba ka jeno hobane bophelo a se tshepiso ke mpho gore re tsoeng ka fela rona ka jeko and re leboga modimo ka yona mpho eo ka tsho jwalo ke re ha o ya tshwana le wena ha o ya tshwana le wena ha o ya tshwana le wena modimo wa ha o ya tshwana le wena ha o ya tshwana le wena ha o ya tshwana le wena modimo wa rona re o leboha wena Mesia ha yo ya tshwanang le wena o re neile mpho ya bophelo o neile mpho ya go re fihle re kopane Jehova ha o rene wena mpate wena modimo ke a kopa e ska ba mesebetsi ya batho e ska ba ka dipuo tsa nama empa ho rene wena ho rena moya wa ha o halelelang kena hara dipelo tsa rona o re matlafatse Father God. We are here to speak to your people. We are here to ask them to be empowered by your spirit, to be guided from all the dangers of the world. Re kopa go wena Jehova o ba hlokomele o ba matlafatse. Once as a service provider, we thank you, Father God, for blessing us ka batho ba re ratang, ba re supportang as much as the people who are in this place today. And we enter and say, Father God, let all that is spoken today, let it manifest into the world out there. Amen. Okay. So officially kabane se re memme VIP ya letsatsi e leng Jehova Modimo nna ke le motho wa nama nkana ka qala he hobane sa re dumelletse go re tswelle pele ka mosebetsi wa rona bagolo ba ka nna ka lebitso ke nna Thabang Aphane ke tswa ko Sopema Funeral Services Sopema yona it's turning 35 this year ntse ke bua ka yona and nna ke thoma haholo ka Sopema ka bane le nna self ka di 15 tsa July ke tla be ke tshwara 35 so ke thaka ya Sopema so go bontsha gore ha ke sheba bophelo ba ka ke sheba le Sopema ke re a ke sa le motjha a ke sa le monyenyane kutsho ntwe engwe lengwe ke etsang ke nka family ya ka serious ke nka mosebetsi wa ka serious just as we don't take anyone for granted but this presentation is not only about Sopema, it's all about the presentation making our monies work for us hobane hangata ka ditšhelete tsa rona we always just take out but we hardly ever receive. And in this day and age, whenever we take out, if right and butsotsi bo botle hana ntho e kgantshang ska satane o motle ha mo shebile satane o motle ka dipuo o itse a ka o thetsa ka ntho tse ngata that's what la bona gore di company tse ngata maybe ba ka bana le building tse ngata a o ka go toropong e west hobane ke di-building tse tele o utlwe ba re ha e kena mona fela o tla thola di kenya mogolo wa ko fela o tla thola 10 times more. So we are saying gore we need to empower our people to make sure gore ditšhelete tsa hao da o sebeletsa in the right way. Yes, Rona, we are here as businesses seeking business from the community, but we also need to make sure gore ka business e re etsang we honor you with the promises that we make. So really Sopema a re ka re o tlo thola 1 2 3. Wena as a client you have every right gore o sebedise checklist wa bona ke bona ba bang ntse ba kena ka di-brochure tsa rona e re Sopema itse no ke tlo thola grocery ke bona gona le oil mo ha o sa ithole oil hold us to account I ke re ke ntse re etsang ga market. So that's what we are saying gore what is it that we need to look out for re shebe eng whenever we are looking to make sure that our money works for us. So some of the things the importance of financial knowledge or financial literacy. So that re ska tlo hlalefela ke batho ba leng gore ba tlo tla ka sekgowa a le ka utla sekgowa sa ka ke sa di model C. So nka tla ke le thetse mara if you have financial knowledge, financial literacy, o tla bana le understanding ya gore bonnete bo kae maka a kae. But once we understand what is it that we need to be doing ka tšhelete gore tšhelete e ka re etsetsa eng, that's when we start the action, which is budgeting. So after budgeting, we'll enter into research. Research, okay, which is A, B, and C. Those provisions. So research. Research, there will also be a need for warning signs. What is a red flag? Danger zone. And then ultimately, because now I represent a funeral undertaker, I'll make an example. How do we incorporate all these things, financial knowledge, budgeting, researching, warning signs, and ultimately just to give you also a brief information as Sopema Rona as well. And so, because it's also a presentation, it's not about Lona, Lemamela, Rona Fela. We're also going to be giving away a few prizes as well. So because Kibileka birthday ya Rona, coming up in July, the concert, or rather a concert taking place Honamo, which is hosted by Sopema. We've got artists like Boom Dumi Kostat, Encore that is going to be performing. The tickets are 150, but some of you today are also going to get the tickets mahala. So listen up. At least 3 questions, 3 random questions. Auditola right ke tla kopa ausumpumi ko morao o tla nkela di details so that re tlo kgona ho lokisetsa di tickets tsa lona as well. So you can come join us as a celebrator. Now, the first point, the topic is the value of financial knowledge. It is important hore re bana le tsebo ya tšhelete. Tšhelete is not something in hore e kena ko banking fela. Tšhelete ke bophelo. Tšhelete ke kotsi. So tšhelete can be anything we make it out to be, but tšhelete ultimately ke ntho e sa buing e leng gore e controlla ke rona batho. Ntho e tisadang go tšhelete e ya kae ke di-decisions that we make. So mona go thwe earning money is a side of the coin to being rich. Yes, e ka kena tšhelete, e ka kena. But the other side includes managing it. So managing your finances, managing your money is the most important step. Be able to say no. Be able to decide what is more important because I born with carelessness ba tšhelete. Tšhelete ebile e thusa moja love gore be na le di show tse ngata tse tshwana le bo I blew it. Utle motho a re na wetse ke thotse tšhelete ya road accident fund batho ba tla itatlela ka mabong sometimes mo dikoloing go ba le male banana go batla thola RAF ba bang maybe ke lefu la mphidisa. And the reason why ke bitsa lefu la mphidisa is because re nkile tšhelete e leng gore it was meant to be a life cover. Life cover means how wena o tsamaile family ya hao e tlo sala e hloke e wetse keng e phutheile, you'll still be able to look after your family even when you're gone. Mare haeba lefu la mphidisa ke a le gore jwale nna se go tle ke tsa putmadlesa ke tlo change di girlfriend hangata ngata wa bona. Now life cover is no longer serving its purpose. O thole gore bana a ba sa kena dikolo because motswadi ha sa leyo, yet life cover ne le teng. Maybe ha sana msebetsi tšhelete se e fedile, life cover ne le teng, mare nkabe o startile business ka tšhelete tsa teng. You could have done something to better your life. Maybe le lokise ko ntlong gore le bela le le hae. Instead, what we end up finding is batho ba penta mo maboteng gore not for sale. This house is not for sale. And it starts kang how we educate each other. So in simple words, it is the ability to manage one's money. So managing money is making sure gore re bana le a proper understanding ya gore di Mandela ha di kena mo dipokotong kapa mo accountong, what is the next step? So before re mathela ko di ATM, we always need to understand gore what is the next step, which is why it's important for us gore bana le a budget. So ha re etsa budget ko ntlong, budget as a family, this is the most important thing that we need to be doing together. And tšhelete ke wetsi tšhelete ko ntlong ke number one e tlo le qabantshang, ke number one hape e ka le kopantshang. So o thole gore ha ka di 25 nna le mfumahadi re na le dula fatshe re okay, before re di shopong, before re etsa eng a re dule fatshe re shebe, especially sa ko Shoprite se reng, especially sa ko Woolworths se reng. Ba leng gore before ba fita ko ntlong se ba spendile se ba qetile. So we want to make sure gore budgeting is important. So assess your financial resources. Resource ya hao ya finance ke gore tšhelete ya hao e tswa kae. Hangata it's either e tswa ko di grant kapa e tswa ko mogolong. It's not everyone that has other side businesses kapa other channels tsa thola di tšhelete. So you need to assess your financial resource and then you determine your expense. And that's why le nna le maphane a go dula fatshe ra dula pele re re okay, grocery re tlo ya kae kae, re tlo ya kae kae, re tlo ya kae kae. Le ska yang ka moya hangata o tla utlwa batho ba re ai Woolworths ya tura, mara ka sheba the last few months fish oil e cheap we thola ko Woolworths, swekere e cheap we thola ko Woolworths, toilet paper e cheap we thola ko Woolworths. So look around. That's why it's important go udile fatshe le family ya hao le shebe gore how do we determine our expenses so that we can know gore di tšhelete tsa rona di tlo ya kae and what are they going to be valued for. And then ultimately we need to set our goals. So when we set goals, this is to say yes, ona je go tla go shopping itseng, we do that and not only for the small finances every month. Setting goals means also for bana. Ha bana ba tlo kena dikolo, we can prepare for that. I can understand generation ya ka dithaka tsa rona ha ntse re etsa bo #fees must fall. Now ngwanaka first born ya ka na le 6 years. I can't have ngwanaka in ha tlo kena ko university a ye ko protest ya #fees must fall. Why? Because growing up I was taught, I need to make sure education investments, both savings. So we put some money away for the future. Because if we want our children to be in school in the future, we don't start planning tomorrow. We start planning today. So that is why, in order for my child to not be part of #fees must fall, although I do agree, education should always be free. We need to educate each other, but I also need to prepare my family. So it's important for us to, create a plan, those goals for tomorrow. and then ultimately your progress. Track your progress over no ya kae. Tšhelete, it's not about making sure gore dijo di teng fela. We know gore le monate ra o rata. You know, ke bone batho ba MSC cruise ba teng ka montle. If I don't think anyone aka swipe hona tje a re ke tsamaya ka osane, but we can start preparing. It starts day by day, month by month. Eventually, o tla ipona o rona re tla be go shebile ko Facebook gore ao a ke ba le ba batla ba re sile. But why re nana gore o na le tšhelete? But no, you started saving. You started preparing months ago for trip e tlo ba neng ka December. So, which is why it's important for us to track our progress. But it's also important for us to understand gore tšhelete ke eng. So, one thing that we always advise each other, I think Nekiwale, one of my colleagues, Riwaka the value ya 380 rands. Hariwaka 380 rands, Riwaka having one of each of the banknotes. So, honali 10 ranta plus 20 ranta, I kopane seli 30, Hari Kenya li note ya 50 ranta, seli 80, Hari Kenya 100 ranta, seli 180, and then Hari Kenya note ya 200, ebang 380. So, the notes tsa rona, if you can notice, the one thing that rona as South Africans, we pride ourselves in, which is the big five. So, more the big five, we've got, for instance, the rhino. How shebile the nature of the rhino? It's protective. So we are saying you need to protect even the smallest amount. Because even if you are a millionaire, once 10 ranta, it's only 1,000 yen. Osali millionaire anymore. So 10 ranta is so valuable because it adds to your value. So that's why we're saying, got the protective nature, yeah, the rhino. You need to also learn to protect even the smallest amount that you have, because protecting it like okay later, which then leads us to the 20 rands. You know, the secret of the 20 rand, Yachomona, or the secret of the elephant is knowledge. And with this knowledge comes power. You need to know what you earn, how you spend your money, and what you owe. So that is why when we're talking about educating yourself, ibanale kelello e tshwanang le tlo ha ele bale. Tlo yona ha ele bale. O ska lebala ka your responsibilities. O ska lebala gore yes, you are working towards your future. So o ska lebala gore now you need to make sure that you are using the same skills as the elephant when you have the 20 rands note. Gore ska lebala what you are working towards, because we are working towards a better future ka osane. And then, of course, the king of the jungle, Elintau. The secret of the lion is that the lion teaches us to save first and set a fixed amount aside each month. By paying yourself first, you are securing you and your family's future. So if you look at Tau, the way sebetsang ka teng, when it's hunting season, or balo hlasela, whether it's an elephant, kapa the gazelles, they will do it together. All right? They will do it together because, you know, if tawika ili one, it's like to say, khatala kapa hlala ke dikotsi tse ding. So the power of saving, the power of thinking about your savings, it's making sure that you are saving what is valuable to you. So bona, they're not just doing it because they want to eat. That's eba gore di sile bana kontlung, di sile the family kontlung. So after hunting, abai jelle mo, ba chiftisa, ba ya kae mo pride e leng teng. So that's the ultimate secret, yeah, the lion when it comes to the 50 rand notes. So once the power of having that 380 in your purse, in your account, in your wallet means a lot. I think I get some load shedding, say team. No, I saw team. But I'm sure we get the picture, right? The different notes, also the buffalo, also king, the buffalo, which is the 100 rands. Buffalo talks about growth. The buffalo talks about, we're taking multiply. Okasukopanele, grupunyana ya di buffalo tse 5. Hangata di tsamaya di le ngata. So it's always talking about, you know what, extending your reach. growing what you have, but also protecting what you have. Because it won't be easy for a lion to hunt down a buffalo, because buffalo, they protect the little ones. Yes, bona, they are easy prey to the lion, but they are very protective. So the secret of the buffalo is protection comes from the herd. Our herd is made up of insurers, investment companies, financial institutions who provide solution and offer protection or insurance of all eventualities. So just like how Lisa, your money is to bo Sopema, kapa bo Vuyo, bo SFS, Baba Dinama, when you bring your money towards us, it's not you just saying, hey, because now we don't even know who lifu, learning. It can happen at any point in time. Haina le dijara. Nente ribu yes, Sopema recover everyone from 0 to 99. It's wonderful. But the fact is, one nothing 0. Yes, akathala kidikoti at any point in time. So what we are saying is, when you are putting your 100 rand towards that, it's not you hupatala mahala, but you're protecting yourself in case anything were to ever happen. And there's two constant things in life, which is death and taxes. So don't you like patala the tax, whether ke o reka chepisi, o tlo bona le that VAT value more sleeping sa how, kapa lo patala, but guaranteed it's either tax or death, which are guaranteed in life. And then lastly, it brings us then to the nature of the leopard. The nature of the leopard, the secret of the leopard is that leopard shows that you need to have a clear idea of what you are saving for. Eba le tsebo ya gore o lokisetsa bophelo ba hao for eng. Eba le tsebo ya gore what exactly are you using your money for. Just like a leopard o tla bona e dutse mo sefateng, e ka dula for a couple of days. E shebileng one gazelle. I se le ready, ya hlasela, and it catches it. Ha khathale, it will not stop up until it catches it. There's a difference gore batho ba bang ba na lo fapantsha a leopard and a cheetah. That's why ne ke bua ka gore, sometimes le dintho tsa, those fraudulent companies, they look nice. They dress the part. But they don't give you the Sopema results. A cheetah, a short distance. After nako, se khathetse, e sa tshwara nix. But a leopard can go on and on and on. So we need to have those kind of mindsets. What do we do with our monies? How do we manage our finances better? All right. Before we move on to any financial research, do I have any questions, Diputso? No questions. Perfect. All right. Now, the next step after it's our budget here, Rona, is research. So it is very important for us to do the necessary research for anything that we want to do. Example, grocery, it helps you to save. Also, how let's research, it helps you to stay away from those bad companies that have bad intentions. So I encourage everyone, events, it's nice to have competing partners. As much as, yes, ra compete, Libo Voyo, Bo SFS, Bo G West, we are competitors, Mara, we also learn from each other. Because one person is doing things right. And people go campaigning in into a handle. Why? Because it's a to handle. So it helps us, it teaches us also to treat people better. So when you find events today where we've got the competitors in one place, it's a good thing. Because now you can do your research. You can find out, what can I get from point A, point B, point C, so that when you sit with your family, you can ultimately decide, this is the decision undertaker. But I hope everyone will decide for Sopem. Ke loyal. All right. And then ultimately, when it comes to research, often a statement airing, if it sounds too good to be true, it often is. So we can't promise you none of us own fats. So if someone is promising you heaven and earth, so that's why it's important for us to always do the necessary research. And then ha re deala ka di financial service providers tse tshwanang le bo Sopema, some of the red flags tse o ka di bonang is if company ya teng ha ena FSP number. Okay, so if o bona go company ya teng ha ena FSP number ke the go bontsha gore it's already an authorized financial service provider, meaning that it is regulated by the financial services industry. Meaning gore a re gone tsoa o saying today re batlo ropa batho so. We are regulated to make sure we follow the rules, we abide, because KD institutions they are put in place to protect the consumers, to regulate us as businesses, but most importantly, to protect you as our consumers. So if a company doesn't have an FSP number and bonabare, they are financial service provider, that's red flag number one. Okay. So, for instance, studying ke ha ka di undertaker, a lot of times o thola gore o thola mathata teng. It's an undertaker that doesn't have an underwriter. Maybe they're not underwritten. Please, I encourage everyone gore we need to make sure gore at least once a year, go to your service provider. Ocupe an updated copy ya your terms and conditions, ocupe an updated copy ya policy document how, so you can always get to see exactly what is going on ka policy ya how. What are the specifics? Hangata o thole di family di ba surprised how fitla ke nako ya di arrangements ba tla re no le ka selele ke la main member fela, everyone also thola something different. Already now dintho se di change. Maybe ba tla jwetsa gore a le thole tente ha o batla tente wa top up, a le thole eng ha o batla eng wa top up. So it's important for us to always go back at least once a year, if we na le cover with anyone, to find out what are the specific terms and conditions, so that you can understand what exactly is it that you and your family are covered for, and then you don't take anything for granted. So it's making sure that your undertaker, or rather your financial service provider, has clear terms and conditions. They are underwritten. They also have an FSP number, and ultimately occupy the details of the ombuds. So an ombuds ke an institution it's put in place to put us in order. So if Rona as a financial service provider are not doing the right thing, you've got every right to escalate to the financial service ombuds. So you need to always get the details to the ombuds so that you make sure you and your family will always remain protected. So that comes with understanding the value of financial knowledge. That is why we're having events at Sonanlitza today. So not only for us to sell ourselves, but to empower everyone. When you are dealing with your monies, you need to see your value for money. You need to hold us as Sopema accountable for the promises that we are making to you. So if we are saying it's going to be an affordable, dignified burial service, we do need to make sure the dignity is there. That's why because we need to make sure we fulfill the promise that we make. And that's why I ask everyone, do your research. Think about this, empower yourself, do along with your families. Do along with your families and discuss over these things so that you don't get any surprises. And then now you only realizing halina next. Why? Because malume ragadi nahana ka di ID eng to tse jwalo ona na tse ka ba nna sa batle ka di ID ha re sa khona lo mo cover se re le mathateng as a family. Find out what you can do in terms of those situations. But again, we need to also manage our monies correctly, because hangata re tsena re patala di policy mahala re batla cover setjhaba kaofela. O tseba gore o tsene bua le cousin ya hao 10 years ago, mara batla mkenya mo policing o ntse mo patala for the last 10 years, and then a khutlela ko ntlong se le nako ya o claima o batla di document bana ba hae se ba hana ba re nope le ba lo ka se thole wabo kutsho no tso patala di premium tsa hao for mahala. So think about those things whenever we are making financial decisions. We are there to help you in making the right decision for your families, for your covers, for all the decisions you make when you're dealing with the financial services industry. So it's a big industry, but I ask everyone to always be cautious and do your research. Don't be afraid and get someone to be transparent. I'm not afraid to have our competitors here. Yes, they will tell you can cover side chick how. That's wonderful. But we are, we praise them. It's beautiful for the competitors to all these other benefits. But we're saying to everyone, before you even sign up with us, Sopema, do your research, and understand what you're putting yourself into. And I can guarantee you, it's going to be amazing. I look at Sopema, but make sure decision it's the right decision for you and your family. Okay. Any questions? All right. So far, so good. Thank you so much, ma'am. Yeah, Pap.
It's fine. When you guys tell the clients that they must check their policy every year, you guys change it. Now, if you find a situation where the clients are not all coming to check or a policy has changed, obviously it is your understanding, Lona, as Sopema. So what do you do to reach the people who are more inconvenient by the fact that office?
Okay, so thank you for that question, Papa. And it's very important for growth aspect, Rona. Last year, a big situation as Sopema, we had to increase the premium Sarona. So for those who are members, they will know as of last year, March, we were forced to actually increase the premium Sarona. And the first thing that we could do was send out SMSs. The one thing that we always ask is, phone, change our number, please do not hesitate, come back to us so that you can update it. One of our biggest challenges you will find are totally updated information that the clients. And also now you'd find we've got those challenges that we also have limited resources where we can't get to everyone. So in those kind of situations, we try by all means these kind of opportunities to interact with the clients. We take it with both hands running. How we can fix it. If our clients can't get to us, we will try to get to them either during our services, the presentations, sometimes the one-on-ones. Again, now we can't just arrive unannounced. So we try to take up these opportunities. But if you don't do that, we will either send you an SMS, an email, Josie FM, get the announcements, on our social medias. So we try by all means to reach out as far as we can. So ultimately, right in the middle with our clients. I get to be if no, thank you so much. Right. So maybe just to wrap up, I'll quickly brush through it because our biggest concern, another question. Okay.
Thanks.
Dumelang.
Okay.
If ever like I can maybe including the members, say during the time make you substitute. National power for that.
Okay.
Yeah, thanks.
All right. So with us, how do you're a member of Sopema and ukavile certain people, and eventually so change you'd like to cover someone else. We do give you that ability. An amendment document Harry printer. It's got the details about kaviling, and then you can mark yes. And then edit the details o add offing.